Hi guys, how we doing? Phil Kent here with another Affiliate Mentor live training session. And what I'm going to be doing in this particular training, I'm just going to go over tracking and following up the leads, something that I know a lot of people just don't do. And it's something that way back when I didn't used to do it myself. But it's so important, it's so imperative, especially when you've got adverts out there everywhere. And you've got leads coming in. You need to know what's working, what is not working, and so that you can scale up on what is working, and maybe pull back, so to speak, on what is not working. So what I'll do, as usual, I'll share my screen and I'll show you some bits and pieces and some stats, and sort of give you an idea what I mean. I'm going to be using Leads Leap for the demonstration. I've had to take a screenshot, obviously, because inside Leads Leap, there is, let's go into the Affiliate Mentor. There's obviously too much details with people's email addresses and things like that. Now, this is all about Affiliate Mentor live training as well. I've been with the program less than 3 weeks. It's going to be 3 weeks this coming weekend. As I'm recording this today, it's the 4th of September on a Thursday. So I'm just refreshing my phone next to me because it gives me different updates. It's on a Thursday, so this coming weekend will be 3 weeks, not even 21 days in. So I'm probably only about 18, 19 days in. It's gone very well for me so far. I've got quite a few team members on board, got a couple of VIPs, etc. Now, partly this is due to Edward Keats' team leadership, should we say. He's got some great funnels and pages and that in place, and he's also got a traffic rotator. I've had a sign up come in from the traffic rotator. One of those is doing exceptionally well. So it's all a team effort, guys. It really is. There's so many reasons to get on board. It's low cost, it's easy to navigate, the training's excellent. You've got live trainings, live Zoom calls, and buckets of training to go through. So, but what I want to touch on first of all, I want to touch on the tracking, and especially when you're using Leads Leap. Leads Leap makes it so easy to do because you just got to add bits of code to the end of things. Now, I can't go into the sort of list area of Leads Leap, unfortunately, because this is live. I can't sort of screen out the names, so to speak. But what I can do, I can bring up a screenshot that I took just before coming on here. Now, this is inside of one of my email lists, and the reason I'm sort of showing you it is because it's got quite a mixture of what we call source codes at the end. Now, this is so easy to do, guys. When you're putting adverts out there and you're using Leads Leap and you're using a page or whatever it may be, a page that's got a catch page with Leads Leap, you've literally all got to do is just put something on the end of any of those URLs that means something to you. And so you know where it comes from, and you don't have to check, and you literally just put the code in and paste that entire link, use that as your link for people to click onto from these sites, and then you get the results. So as you can see up top here, I've got a little pro ad, so I know this particular lead came from a pro ad. Mailsy ban, that means that came from a Mailsy, the site, traffic exchange of a banner. VM feed to put there, that means I've got a lead that came from Viral Mailer for you, a featured banner. Viral Mailer block ad, lead pro ad again. Easy banners is another one I use. Profile, pro ad, and so forth. And so if you're getting, if you're using a YouTube, whatever, YouTube, you might have to use actually a tracking link. So you just put a tracking link again at the end of the tracking link. You just put, YT for YouTube and maybe some sort of code so you know which it is. When I paste links for all sorts, I'll just put, if I use one of Ed's capture pages, for example, if I use that on my profile or I use it in the group, at the end of those, links, I'll use abbreviations again. So I'll use FB group for Facebook group, FB profile, whatever, and you can use your own 4 or 5 letters. Just means so when that lead comes in, you know where it's come from, because otherwise it happens so many times. I've spoken to people, I've spoken to team members, and they'll say, I've got a lead today. I've got a lead today. Oh, great. Where did it come from? I don't know. This is crazy because obviously people are posting on Facebook, maybe they're posting in the group, maybe we've got a YouTube video. They're using traffic exchanges. They might be using half a dozen list mailers and traffic exchanges. Guys, if you don't know which one of these is performing for you, then you're literally wasting your time. Because you've got to know where these leads are coming from. It's absolutely imperative, okay, to be finding out where these leads are coming from. And I said it really is easy to do. If I just jump over to, let's get Leads Leap up again. I've got the, let's get the dashboard up. So I can't go into the list. I've got the list page open at the moment. But if you go down to like the page manager, let's go into there. It's not very, it's a little bit unscripted, but as you can see, if we just pull up, so you've got one of Ed's capture pages here. Well, our team capture pages for, this is a VIP page that is obviously for Affiliate Mentor. Now, obviously with the URL at the end there, when I go into say, post it somewhere. So as you can see, you've got the copy here, you've got the ad source there. Or you can just, so you can, if you bring up the ad source there, it's going to give you the idea, it's going to tell you what to do, okay? Why don't we just copy it? So I'll copy that to the sort of clipboard. Then if I was going to paste that somewhere, if I was going to drop that into, say I was going to, go into me, say Facebook profile over here somewhere, and I was going to, make a post and drop that as a comment underneath, then I would just literally use Facebook profile or some sort of abbreviation to use, so I knew where, and if this person's come from and clicked through and dropped it in, I know where that lead's come from. And this is what so many people fail to do. It's, and it's so easy to do because when, like I said, when you've got that screenshot up there, you get the leads coming in, you can see straight away. That's why I use that particular one, because I had quite a few different ones on. Oh, okay, and these are all for the same list, but you know where these leads are coming from. So you can think, okay, well, by looking at, looking at that, for example, you'd know, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5 leads on that particular page there from Leads Leap Pro ad. So that ad's obviously working well. That source is working well for this particular offer. Yeah. Viral mailer, again, you've got 2 there. So you think, well, it's working well for this offer. Do you see what I'm saying? So then you think, okay, and if you've got other ads out there, you're not getting your leads from them, then you can sort of scale back. Yeah. That's what you've got to be doing. Now, the other thing I always touch on is following up. Now, this is imperative. If people are contacting you on Facebook and Messenger, this is even more important, because let's just say somebody, say you've done a post out there. Yeah, you've done a post, say you've dropped some information like this page here, or you've done a post asking for more information. People say, yeah, send me some info. You drop a message into their inbox, okay, and they've seen it. Right now, what people, a mistake that many people do, is that they just, they've seen it, they haven't gotten back to me. They're probably not interested. Okay, it's the worst thing you could do. You literally leave your money on the table. Always follow up and keep following up. You're not being a nuisance, you're just following up. And sometimes people just need reminding. Everybody's got busy lives. When you send that information over, you could have been at the time, you might have, say you were sleeping, say you're on a different time zone. And when they asked for that information, you might have been asleep, you got up in the morning, someone's asked for information, you sent it over. Yeah. So when they actually receive it, it could be a few hours apart. Or if they see it instantly, they could be at work, they could be in the car, they could be out shopping, they could be busy at home with the kids or whatever. You've got to remember that everyone's got busy lives. So yes, you sent that information over, they'll open it and say, oh yeah, I've seen that. And a lot of time they might even forget all about it. So you just leave it a day or two and drop them another message. Hey, how you doing? Have you had a chance to look at information yet? If so, what did you think? Most times people will say, I've not had a chance to look at it yet. That is the most common reply. But you've brought it back to their attention. Oh yeah, I will do. And then they might say, I'm working in the next 2 days. I'll look at it on the weekend, for example. Oh, okay, great. What I'll do, I'll touch base with you in a couple of days, see how you're doing. So you're already letting them know that you're going to follow up again. You just do that again. And then in a couple of days, you do the same thing. And if they say, oh, you know what, I've got plans this weekend, yeah, I'll definitely get around to it Sunday or Monday. What are you going to do? No problem. Have a great weekend. I'll catch up with you Sunday or Monday. You know, you're keeping it formal, you keep it social. You're not saying, look, come on, have a look at it, for goodness sake, you know, because it's not going to work, is it? So you just keep touching base. And, you know, I've done this before, and this can go over 3 or 4 weeks, literally. When I was back with my prior program of OLSP, you know, one of my VIP members who come right from upgraded, he was booming an R and just saying, yeah, I'll take a look when I'm ready. I'm take a look when I'm ready. You know, and all I was doing was repeating that process I've just explained to you. Every 2 or 3 days, just drop a message. Hey, how you doing? Got any thoughts on what you want to do yet? And he'd come back and say, I'm still thinking about it. And this went on for literally 3 to 4 weeks. And then literally out the blue one evening, the day after I sort of sent him a follow-up message, he said, I want to join and I want to upgrade. Literally out the blue, that's what it came. I said, great, let's do it. And then he stayed as what was back then called an OLSP Dominator. And he went up and upgraded eventually to VIP. Now, had I not continued with him, there's no way he would have joined. There's just no way. That league would have gone stone cold. And he wouldn't have joined. He wouldn't have got VIP. And that'd have been that. So that would have been a lot of lost commissions from my end. And I've already had it here. With Affiliate Mentor, you know, I've had in the first week, I had a $410 day purely by following up with people who I'd sent information to. It's so important, and people just don't do it, you know. And you're thinking, never assume that people have seen what you've sent. Never assume that they've had a look and they're just not interested. Everybody's got busy lives. Just keep asking, you know, just keep asking. Don't have to be pushy, and give it a couple of days grace and send it, and then just drop them in a message again, you know. And unless, you know, some people will just may take 2 or 3 weeks, and some people might just say, you know, I've had a look and right now it's not for me. That's great, no problem. They've given you that no, but they said thank you, no problem. I've taken it. It's just not for me at the moment. No problem. And then you can just sort of drop a message out, but I appreciate you're not interested. Do you know anybody else that might be, you know, something like that? So just keep dropping, you know, this information, following up with people. You know, it's a game changer. You'll generate so many people that come on board with you, and people that would have forgotten, people that they may have seen the message, they probably didn't even take a proper look at the video or the information that you sent them. You know, they've probably forgotten about it. You know, they've gone home, they've gone on with their lives. You just drop another message, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then what's going to happen is sooner or later, you're going to catch them at the right moment, or you're going to ask them just before, and they're going to say, you know what, I'm going to take a look. You know, but if you left all these, you know, people, you'd be amazed at what will happen. So if you're not doing it, do it, and definitely do the tracking. You need to know what's working, what's not. Now, the other way you can, inside of Leads Leap, where you can do things, again, I can't go into too much because it's going to open up, but you've got, you need to know also who's opening up leads. Now, if you go into over here, if you go into this, there's a screenshot again, but I can't go into the list area because I've got all the emails on the left hand side. I can do it if I'm recording it because I can just blur it out, but live I can't do it. But when you got these messages, when you got your emails, you can manually go into people. You got I can't sort of show you it here, but roughly over here you've got next to the people on your email list, and this would be your messages. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. You got your messages, and you can click on people next to the messages. You can see who's opened, who's not, and because you want to know that as well. You know, people that are active on the list, are they opening your emails? Are they clicking on the links? Now, you can go through it manually, one by one. If you've got a small list, it can, you know, if you've got time, it doesn't take time to do that, and then you can eventually move them. Or they've got a tagging feature inside of Leads Leap, where you can, at the end of each message, if you scroll right down to the bottom, you've got your message details once you've written an email list out, and you've got a message, you go right down the bottom. What you can do, you can go down to the bottom of that message. You'll be sort of scroll down to the message when you're writing it, and you'll see tagging options. Now, this is a pro feature, so if you're not upgraded, you won't be able to use it as a free account. But it's It's a must to be upgraded to Leads Leap because you get so many benefits with it. But you can start adding a tag to who opened the email and who clicked on a link, and it's going to do it automatically over time. So yeah, for each message, you've got to just add this in manually initially. And once you've got these tags in place, you can set this up that when somebody opens the email, when somebody is clicking on this email and they're clicking on this link, it will automatically move them to another list of your choice. So without them knowing, they're going to get moved to a different list, and you can have this list as an active list, call it what you like. Basically you could have it coming from 2 or 3 different email lists, but you're segmenting and segregating these people onto the right list is what you need to be doing. And I show people how to do this when they get on board with me and things like that. But it's imperative. It's because otherwise you could have this list of however many people, and you think, oh well, they're still active, and then you'll just get the numbers down sort of over here somewhere if you're inside the list. So it's just screenshots. It's not quite the same. But you'd have a list here. Well, say this is your email list, and it will say, email 1, 2, 3 down to 10. You might see sent, where you get your sent, opened, and clicked. Yeah, so you get that. But you need to know who's opening it. It's okay giving your overall stats. You can see how each individual email is performing, but who's opening them? Who's clicking on the links? These are the people you're looking for, the ones that are opening their emails. Doesn't necessarily mean clicking through, but if they're receiving the emails and they're opening them, that's a massive thing, because they're opening emails that you're sending them out to them. So you can get these people slowly but surely onto a different list, and then you can start communicating with them directly with different messages, maybe some value, some freebies and stuff like that, because you already know now you're dealing with targeted sort of prospects who are looking for something, interested in what you're sending out and stuff like that. And you can try and build out a different relationship with them. So these things make the difference, guys. These things make a massive difference. Instead of just throwing your links out there and waiting to see what happens, because people do put a lot of links out there. You might be in, like I said, 10, 12 different or more traffic exchanges and mailers. You might have a link on YouTube. You might put some ads out. You might, whatever you're doing, you can post in some groups, or, put it on your profile. It's endless streams that you're adding out there for these organic methods. And as you start to get leads come in, you need to know what's working. Where's this lead come from? And then you need to be following up them. If you post and people are asking for messages, follow up with them, then get the tracking into place, and then work on building up the list of some sort and get an active list that you can communicate with. This is how the system works, and it's might be a little bit time consuming sometimes, especially when you do the tagging, because you've got to add it to each individual email and things like that. But it's a case of do it once and it's done, so it doesn't take that long, and you can segregate it with the tags with each individual link that's clicked. And if you're using your signature at the bottom, you could even put a tag on that. So a lot of people would, when you've got a PS on your signature, check out my traffic sources or whatever like that. You get that's an active lead, and this is what you want. You want to sort of be building slowly a list of responsive and active people, and you want to know where these people have come from. Because then if you get in, like I said, Leads Leap Pro ads, they're working well, you're going to keep doing them, and you get a particular traffic exchange like Viral Mailers, obviously pull 2 or 3 out there, and one of Jason Wise's sites, like the Free Advertising for You, same sites, same group of sites, you're getting leads coming from there. What are you going to do? Okay, I'll make sure I'm active in there, make sure I'm logging in each day, just check my ads, view a few ads, just show a bit of activity. That's all you need, and then your ads will get shown. There's no good just posting and leaving them, because if you're non-active on these sites, they don't show you banners. So and there's all these things. So if you've got 20 or 30 of these sites, it's not possible for you to do it, is it? It's just it's not going to be something that you can be able to keep going in and out of all these sites. But if you're tracking everything, you're finding out which ones are working, and the active ones makes it a lot easier, and then you can get down to, say, a good list of, say, between 8 and 10 or something like that, that are responsive, that people are getting results from, you, bringing you leads, and then you can say, right, I can build up then and maybe increase my advertising, maybe I can pay for some login ads and things like that, and because you know this site is active and responsive, and it's just a case of doing all these things, testing and tracking and following that all the time. It makes a huge difference. So let's just come back out. Oh, look, I'm only at 20 minutes. I'll try and do around about 20 minutes each day. So that's just about it for today's training, guys. I'll try and do a live training every single day. This will be live finished on my Facebook profile. I'll also drop it into the Facebook group of my own. And later on today, I'll download this video and I'll also post it on YouTube. So it is out there. I'm just getting the leads out there. So depending on when you're watching it, doesn't really matter. Drop any comments, drop any questions. I will get back to everybody at some point. And will it be later on in the day or later the next day? I will definitely respond to anybody. Jump on board the Affiliate Mentor program, guys. It's a great program. I don't get heavily involved in too many programs. This is one of the best ones that's been around for a long while. They've got great plans. It's simple, it's easy to use, it's low cost, it's affordable to the masses, and even the upgrades are affordable as well. This is what you want. It's a complete package and it's a complete training in a box. So get on board. The links will be below this video somewhere. Get aboard, reach out to myself. We've got a great team, we've got great leadership with Kate. He's still got the leaderboards, he's got his own capture pages, we've got our own bridge pages, we've got our own funnels. Completely exclusive to the team, makes us stand out. And this thing is only just getting started. I said, I'm not even 3 weeks in. Things are going well on my end. Edward's doing ever so well. And we're just going to continue with this and hopefully make it successful for everybody that comes on board and joins our team. So whatever you're doing now, have a great day. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers and bye for now.